Hello there, and welcome back to my little bit of Mexico. Now, Monterrey is a place where veganism doesn't seem to have really made much of a mark, although there are some restaurants that do serve vegan food. For example, there's one in the center, just off the Barrientugo, called the Hare Krishna restaurant. And they do a buffet which is Indian. I must go there. And it's all vegan. And it looks quite interesting. And I do love Indian food. The thing is with Monterrey, beef is king. Well, carne is king. But that's really referring to beef. I don't eat beef. I can quite do without meat, but I do love chicharron, and I can't be a vegan because I just love cheese so much. But there are other restaurants. I have seen somewhere that there's a vegan seafood restaurant, which kind of sounds a little weird. How can you have seafood and it being vegan? Unless you're only serving seaweed, then it can't really be a seafood restaurant that is vegan, in my opinion. Really, I think that veganism is a kind of trend and a bit of a lifestyle. And I guess many vegans would say, no, it's not a lifestyle, it's a way of life. But that's the same thing. And actually, the guy who invented the idea of veganism did call it a lifestyle and a philosophy. Veganism actually began in my home city of Leicester on, I'm not sure where exactly the street is, but on a street called Evesham Road. And there's actually a blue plaque there. These plaques that civic societies place there to commemorate something special that happened. And there's this plaque there that says in November 1944, vegan society began. Yeah, it began with a man called Donald Watson, along with his wife Dorothy, and a small group of like-minded vegetarians who were against anything dairy. Doesn't mention that they were against eggs, though. The name actually comes from the first three letters, not words, of vegetarian, and the last two of vegetarian, so veg and. And that's where it all came from. And, they looked on being vegan as being both a philosophy and a lifestyle. So there you are. It is a lifestyle. As I say, I can do without meat. And some days of the week I do have meals with no meat whatsoever. And that's the beauty of Mexico, that there are so many dishes that are very much vegan and certainly vegetarian. And they're lovely. Things like nopal and other vegetable dishes. And I love them. This is one of those things I love about Mexican cuisine. I don't wish to insult or upset any vegan, but I do find that there are many vegans who are so sanctimonious that they have to tell you, oh, I'm a vegan. You don't hear vegetarians say, oh, I'm a vegetarian. And nobody who eats meat says such a thing as, oh no, I don't eat vegetables, I'm a carnivore. But one of those things that really irks me when it comes to vegans and vegan products is they have to call some of their stuff after meat. I mean, if you hate meat and the idea of eating animals, why do you use the word meat for certain things? Do you miss it? Or do they miss it? I don't know. I just find it such a strange situation that if you're a vegan, why use the word meat? Yes, it's very prevalent when it comes to veganism, when especially Americans and British people kind of say, oh no, I'm a vegan, and they have to announce it. That's why you can always tell a vegan, because they will always announce it to you. But here in Mexico, I don't know. I don't really know any person who is a vegan. Probably because they don't tell you. But they probably eat their vegetarian, vegan diet without upsetting the rest of the world. I mean, when I first arrived here in Mexico and announced when I was at a barbecue, I didn't announce I don't eat beef, but at a barbecue I said, I'm sorry, I don't eat beef. I didn't like to announce the fact, but I just said, no, I'd rather not. I was just given something else, although I was considered rather strange, I guess. But they had other things, chicken, sausages, chicharron, pork ribs, and others. And I was happy, and they just thought, oh, he does eat meat. He's not a vegetarian. And life carried on. So, yeah, I was fine. The world carried on and didn't stop. The thing is, then I said, I don't drink Coca-Cola. Then I think the world did stop, and they did think I was even more weird as not eating beef. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe to those buttons that are somewhere down there underneath my finger. And see you next time. Bye for now.